who I was very, very impressed with. I'm not going to mention her name, but she was a widow, and her husband had succumbed to prostate cancer. And as the event went on, there was someone else who spoke, and he was saying that when doctors say if you had to buy cancer, um, prostate cancer is one of the least, is the cancer that you would want to buy because you have a better shot, a cleaner shot with that. And tonight, I was hoping to hear from you guys. I'm breaking this into two parts. My guest is coming. My bracelet is loud. My guest should be on her way. She is a wife now of somebody who had this challenge, and as as women, we deal with a lot of what the men in our lives are challenged with. And ED is one of those things that challenges relationships. So let's talk about, for starters, how do most men get there? Most men get to prostate cancer because they're not really aware or they're not communicating. I think if women were more, I don't want to say engaged with their husbands' penises, members, however you want to call it. I mean, I'm already in the doghouse with Instagram. Um, and I've forgotten myself. My name is Karen. I'm Wink Blink Flirt. Hey. And this is Toy Talks After Dark. Fantastic, Jen. Um, One of the things that I want to talk about is how we get there, the women's perspective. And I want to talk about some of the tools that we have. Because remember, the motto is sometimes a toy is a tool, and sometimes a tool is a toy. So, first, let's talk about the health kind of things here. Men who get prostate cancer kind of fall into a couple, well, ED. Let's talk about ED because we're talking about ED tonight. ED kind of falls into a couple of different categories. You have no movement, nothing. The only time your penis moves is when you move it to go to the bathroom. You get a chub, but then that's about the end of it, and it doesn't really go much further than that. The next part of that is going to be you do rise to the occasion, but you can't maintain that. All right. And then you have those people who kind of get it up, but then that's coupled with PE, which is that premature ejaculation. So there's several, you don't really fall into a category. And one of the things that I've learned is I can see where men are I have a sense of where they are by the questions that they ask and what they want to purchase. Okay. So the next thing I want to talk about is from there, from a woman's perspective. When I spoke at this event, I said to the men, you don't want to be that man who your wife is talking about you at the nail salon or at the beauty salon about how she was excited, you had a romantic evening, but she was very much let down. Okay. ED does not just impact you, sir. It impacts her. And here are some of the things that I wanted to share with you about that goes through women's minds when you are wrestling with ED. A lot of women will think, is it me? Not knowing that it's a physiological thing, not a relationship thing or a psychological thing. She'll think, is it something I've done? Is it something I've said? And if she's in midlife, a lot of women in midlife are struggling with their own head demons. It'll be, does he not find me attractive anymore? I know I've picked up weight. I know I don't look the same. So with her, a lot of women will internalize your challenge with an erection as something that they've done. And what can they do to fix that and undo that? The next thing I want you to think about, that a lot of women will say, well, what can I do to, and the helping to fix it? If it's one night, it might be, and some men deal with this differently. For men who've had extreme sexual prowess, this is a challenging thing for you to wrestle with. I mean, honestly, it's going to be challenging, and it's challenging for her, especially if she's seen you or responded to you or known you to be a certain kind of way. She knows something is wrong. So, one of the things that I'm going to say to you is I'm going to encourage you to talk to her the same way that you would want her to speak to you about vaginal dryness. Speak to her and let her know that something is wrong. There are certain signs that go along with prostate challenges or erectile dysfunction. And in terms of history, erectile dysfunction used to be called impotence. We put lipstick on this pig, and now we call it erectile dysfunction, which is an amazingly great mechanical 2000, I don't know when it came about, but that's a great name. But it doesn't help kind of deal with the fact that I think the word impotence speaks to it is so like slap in the face that it makes you sit up and do something about it. So things you can do about it. First of all, your diet. If your diet is fraught with sugar, that's going to be a big deal. And where does a lot of the sugar come from for a lot of men? It's going to come from alcohol. Alcohol, while it's great, it's fun, it's liberating, it makes you comfortable. That alcohol that you drank in college, the alcohol that you drank in your 20s when you're hanging out, flowing with your boys, that the all the sugar and everything from that now is impacting your penis. Okay? Straight talk. The other thing that is going to let me finish this here. The alcohol and the sugar leads itself to diabetes. Now, I'm going to speak to what I know. In case you haven't noticed, I'm African American. Okay, for those of you in the room who didn't notice, you probably got fooled by the hair. But I'm African American, and in the community in which my culture comes from, a lot of the African American men are challenged by some of the things that are necessary to maintain, to sustain, to have a healthy prostate. Prostate and your ED are directly connected. All right. I want to kind of take a beat here. I'm going to go back to go forward. In order for you to maintain the health, I talked to you about alcohol. I want to talk to you also about diet, what you're eating. If you have a high fat diet, and I don't mean filled with avocados and olive oil, if you eat out of a bag, that too can adversely affect your penis. Okay. And meaning like its mobility, its motility. If you are not getting enough water, okay, if your life is filled with stress, that's real too. You've heard it. Those of you who follow me, I'll say manage your stress before it manages you. Those are some of the things that all will just little kind of baby steps. Next week, I hope to have Dr. I have Elliot on, who is one of the founders of one of the products that we are definitely heavily pushing in this direction, which is the FirmTech device, as well as Dr. Ann Trong, who is a urologist, and I wanted to get her perspective. Want to kind of come back to what it's like for her. So she's looking at what she's feeding you. She's watching you drink, because odds are you go home, you go to drink, and you come out from a party or you come from hanging out, and now you want to kind of be, hey, how you doing, nurse Bay? How you doing? You really want to engage in loving on your woman, but it doesn't happen. Tell you a quick story. A friend of mine was dating this guy. Very romantic, great guy, relationship going really well. They go away for this fantastic evening, romantic. They had dinner, they're at this hotel, this resort. It's amazing. He's kissing her, she's kissing him, he's on top of her, they're rolling. It's good, it's good. And a little bit of PE enters the evening, and he could not maintain first of all, he couldn't maintain the erection. Now, a couple of things I lay at your feet: that he did not go prepared. Always be prepared, always have a plan. And ladies, I'm going to say to you, if you're a woman whose man is struggling with ED, here are some things that you can keep in your toolkit, along with your lube, okay, along with your cleaner. You may want to have a performance enhancement ring for him. A performance enhancement ring can come in several different ways. And I can't believe I didn't bring anything with me. You can have the standard performance ring. That is, hold on a second. Let me see if I have one. Yeah, I did just get up and walk away. So, all right, performance rings. I want to show you guys and share with you how that's going to come. Okay. You can have, oh crap, I don't have it. Performance rings that look like this. Okay. Here's one. This is great. It has a lot of stretch. This is going to give you vibration and it's going to help you stay stimulated. It's also going to help her stay stimulated. Okay. I like that one because this enables you to play long distance. One that's relatively new in the industry is going to be this type of performance ring. Okay. This one is relatively new to the market. Right. One of the things that's great about this is if you are a man that needs to have some type of manscaping, you can use this without the benefit of having to stop and do any kind of manscaping. Okay. And those of you who may or may not have ever put a bra on, or not put a bra on, but taken a bra off, you're probably familiar with the way this looks. It's just a simple hook and your equipment and your junk go in here. This is where you're going to go. You're going to loop it this way. The great part about this is as you can put this on flaccid or you can put this on erect. So that way you can enjoy the pleasure of becoming moving into that moment. Let's put it that way. Okay. Two different ways of doing this. There's also the traditional roll-on types of performance rings. But if you are a man that is struggling with this, don't allow your ego to get in the way. Grab one of these so that way the evening has more meaning because she's going to be watching you. And I'm going to say this to ladies, if you're watching anything like this, or like this, don't be ashamed or embarrassed to get it. Have that for him as an option. Hey, babe, look what I got you. Let's try this out. This looks interesting because this is going to help him kind of be in a place where he doesn't feel kind of devastated. Because as we all know, many men, some men outgrow it. And I think that's a midlife thing, that who they are, their identity is attached to their sexual prowess. And the same thing, in the same way that a woman's sexuality and sensuality and her confidence comes from how high up her butt is, how perky her breasts are, how flat her stomach is, how sexy, that often ties into how sexy she feels. For men, it is that. All right. So this is a toy that is a tool. Okay, that is definitely more skewing on the tool side. The black one is more a toy that's a tool. Some other things that I want to talk about. A lot of women will personalize. If you are not able to maintain, or sustain an erection so that there is a sexual performance, a lot of women will start off feeling it's them, something they've done, but then it will move to frustration and anger. So, one of the things, the other tool that I want to offer you is definitely the conversation and counseling. That is going to be something, as well as seeing a professional and getting your numbers checked. Getting your numbers checked, whether you're a man or a woman, is going to be something that is vital to how you guys survive midlife. Tonight's not going to be a big key fest because it's not. This is something that I think is very serious, and a lot of men will ignore this part of their reality, their midlife reality. I want to offer you guys. I know the Georgia, if you are in the Atlanta area, the Georgia Coalition for Prostate, Georgia Prostate Coalition is going to be having a free prostate screening coming up. One of the things that I say to everyone is check your doctor's homework. Do not say you do not want to be within the defined normal limits. You want to be under the normal limit because this is a cancer. My father died at 52. Okay. He had not prostate cancer, he had a coloesophageal cancer. And as I look at things, I would rather that he had had prostate cancer because you can really cut that out. You have a shot. Get the prostate exam, get your numbers checked, know what your numbers are. And if your doctor doesn't give you the information you want or you need or does not offer you that exam, then you fire him and you get another doctor. One of the things that just kind of left my head, I was going to share this with you guys, um, in terms of that prostate exam. Um, Bring your wife, make sure she's a part of the conversation. If there are changes in how, when you're urinating, if when you defecate, there's blood, there's anything unusual in how you are doing you and how your body is going, that needs to be a conversation. So, all my guys who have hypertension, all my guys who are diabetic or pre diabetic, all my guys who are taking medications for all these different things, I need you to watch. Another thing that I need you to be cognizant of is I need you to have to come to, how can I say this in a nice Instagram way? I need you to have a private moment or a moment with your wife every day that you come to completion. Because the thing about it, medically, studies have shown that men who do two things, who have some type of ejaculation every day, and those who massage their prostates, whose prostates are massaged, those are men who pretty much dodge the prostate bullet. I don't know who you are out there. I don't know who you are on the replay. If you watch it on the replay, please watch hashtag replay so I know that you got it. I'm going to beat this drum for a little while longer. Today, we're coming to the end of National Masturbation Month, which is also coupled with National Mental Health Month. The two of them kind of go together. One of the things that, as I did my research and learned, it's not cute to send him, even if you're dating your 20s, if you go on a date and you get sent home and you did not get the sexual satisfaction, you need to get that release, because it's that backup of seminal fluid that starts to kind of harden the testicles. Okay. So, we're going into 10. I wish there were some questions. Jen, do you want to join me? Let me invite you up to join me. Since you're hanging with me. Jen is extremely special. Let me see. I invited Jen to join. Okay. Jen is one of the amazing people who I work with my business. The Pleasure Collection. Okay, you can't, no problem. The Pleasure Collection is my business, and the Toy Talks After Dark was born out of the Pleasure Collection because I needed a way to let you know that all toys are not freaky. Some toys are essential. Prostate massagers are essential. I don't have any with me. I don't have any on hand. But that is something that, three things I'll leave you with. Go back to myself. Prostate massager. No, you're fine, Jen. You're fine. Prostate massager, which kind of inserts into your prostate and massages your prostate. The performance enhancement rings, and there's something else called a bath mate. The bath mate that's the brand name, but what it does is it helps to almost kind of exercise your penis so that it pumps the fluid in it so that it continues to work. The other thing that I have that I don't have with me, the partner to this is a diagnostic ring that helps you if your man is seeing, or you, sir, are seeing a urologist, and there's concerns about the function, how your penis is functioning, then you might benefit from the FermTech diagnostic ring. Okay. Little things, little things. This month, the end of this month, because it is National Masturbation Month, I had said that I was offering 10% off of all lubes. Um, and how come I'm frozen here? Huh. All lubes. And what I'm going to do is I am going to for the next let's say All right, not sure what the technical difficulties were, but um we are done. One of the things that I wanted to share with you guys is that ED is not a single solitary thing. Sir, it affects you, it affects her. It's something that she will, because if there's not an environment that she can speak to you about this at home, she's going to speak about it to other people. Think about, it's not just your sexual prowess that then becomes a conversation. It's when you are unable to perform, she's aware of that. And depending upon the level of your closeness, she feels your upset, your disappointment, your shame, your how you are wrestling with that. Let's put it, let land that plane there. Allow her to be a part of understanding. The same way that she's struggling through midlife, don't allow her to struggle alone. Don't have her see you struggle alone. Midlife toy talks after dark, and I will land my plane there. I'm not sure what you guys missed, but um next week, I my objective is to have several professional experts on who will be speaking about erectile dysfunction. Both of them will be doctors, Dr. Ann Trong and God, I can't believe I forgot Elliot's name. Sorry, Elliot. Um, and they'll be talking about ED, and Anne from a urologist perspective, and Elliot as a doctor, as well as from the founder or one of the creators of the Firm Tech device. Wink, blink, flirt, almost out, but I do want to share with you, we're moving to a podcast format. We are about to become a podcast. Yay! And with that, I would love to invite you. I want to know what you want to know about. Tell me what you want to know. Tell me some things that you want to be educated on, that you want to learn about, and learn about tools that are toys that correspond with that. Because it's kind of like, I can always find a wine with that. I can always find a toy to go with that. Anyway, this is Wink, Blink, Flirt. I'm signing off. I hope to see you guys next week. Please be a part of the conversation.